Hey, so you're thinking about writing a book as an independent author? That's great, and that's exactly where I was 24 months ago. Now, what amazed me was this: writing the book, that's about 40% of the work. The other 60% is stuff I didn't know about, I didn't expect, and nobody warned me about. So, in this video, we're going to look at the 12 key things I wish I had known before I started this journey. But hey, this is probably the first time we're meeting. I'm Andy Guile and I publish under the name AK Guile. And today I pushed the button on my first book, The List, which is now available over at Amazon. Now, what I want to do with this channel is simple. I want to share my learnings with you. I'm no expert, I'm not qualified, I'm no guru. I'm just a bloke who's been on this journey for the last 2 years. And I want to give you a warts and overview of my experience. Now today, as I said, I'm going to introduce the 12 things which I'd known before I started. In future videos, we'll take each one in turn and we'll do a proper deep dive, really getting into the nitty gritty of what works and what doesn't, and what it actually costs you to become an independent author. With all that said, let's go and have a look at these 12 things. Now I want to start off with the idea, because I think everything starts with the idea. You've got a thought, you've got characters, maybe you've got a location, you've got a loose sense of something. But here's the thing, an idea is not a story. Taking that raw idea and developing it into something with a plot, with a structure and real substance, that's the first step of this journey, and it's bigger than you think. But the good news is there's processes out there and those processes work, and we'll explore those processes in a future video. Now, once you've got your idea, you've got to write it, and that's where the craft comes in. World building, character development, structures, voices, chapters, scene, beats, prose. What I really struggle with is how do I take all of that knowledge and that wisdom and cram it into my head quickly without spending years in classrooms? And the actual answer really surprised me. Tools out there can help you to do this, can help you to accelerate your knowledge, and we'll explore those at some point in time. Now, talking about tools, when I started, I thought about working with Google, and I opened up a Google document, sat there and started to type. That was it, simple as that. But what I quickly learned was that keeping track of everything, the characters, the location, the world I was building, the continuity, it got complicated very quickly. And then there's this blank page. That's a very real thing. The intimidation of just sitting there staring at nothing. The great news is there's a whole industry of tools out there to help you through this. The bad news is there are so many of them, it's very easy to get lost in the mire. Now, the key here is to think through what you're actually trying to do and then find the best tool for the job that fits your needs. Not the most expensive one, not the most popular one, not the cheapest one, the right one for you. Now, editing is the one area that really blindsided me, and I still have no idea whether I've got this right or not. Your first draft of the book is the raw material, it's not the book. You've got to think about developmental editing, line editing, copy editing, proofreading. They're just 4 different stages, each doing a very specific job. Do you want to do this yourself? Do you want to pay a professional to help you? It's one of the biggest decisions that you'll make, and there's no right or wrong answer here, but we'll explore it as we go. Now, your reader is going to judge your book before they read a single word. The cover design, the interior layout, the front matter, the back matter, all of it's going to send a signal about the kind of book this is. And getting it wrong is expensive, but getting it right, that's what makes your book looks like it belongs on the bookshelves with all the other books out there. But getting it right can also be expensive. And this is an area that I really invested heavily in, and we'll explore the reasons why for that as we build out the channel. Now, the moment that you decide to self-publish, you stop being just an author. You become a publisher. Ingram Sparks, Amazon, wide exclusivity versus closed distribution, ISBNs, metadata, pricing, pre-orders. There's more here than I ever expected, and the mistakes that I make now on my first book will probably follow me through my entire authoring career. Now, here's the sad news that people don't tend to talk about. When your book launches, once you've got everything right, nobody knows you exist and nobody really cares. Now, your author platform is how you fix that. This is your website, your social media feeds, your email list, your content strategy, This is why you're going to build it out from scratch. And that's exactly what I'm now on my journey. And we'll follow that progress through and see what works and doesn't work as I make my mistakes here publicly. Now, once you've got your author platform in place, the next thing you want to do is market your book. And I think marketing is probably the area that intimidates most independent authors, but it's something that we need to master, we need to get a grip with. Now, how do we do that in the most cost-effective and time-effective way that we can? When do you bring a professional in to do this, and when do you just do it yourself? When do you invest in paid advertising on Amazon or Facebook? And when do you actually just say, do you know what? I'm going to try something completely different to see if I can break the norm. Because here's the thing, there's a whole industry out there around book marketing, and there's a lot of people with very expensive advice and services. Now, whatever that advice is, and whether you follow it or whether it delivers, is entirely up to you. And that's a conversation that we need to get into. But I do really want to talk about this because I'm there now. On top of my authoring platform, I'm trying different marketing strategies. Some are working and some aren't working, but we'll really get into that and we'll start to look at it in more detail. Now, I think business is an area that catches most independent authors out. Writing is the art. I think that's what attracts us, but publishing is a business, and you need to understand both. The moment you decide to self-publish, you're not just an author anymore. You're a publisher, and that comes with everything a publishing business brings with it. Costs, time, planning, return on investment, knowing when to bring in a professional, knowing when to do it yourself, working out what's delivered, works out what doesn't deliver, readjusting it and being willing to scrap things and start again if need be. Because what you need to remember that this is not a set it and forget it activity. It's a living, hopefully. It's a breathing business that needs your attention. Now, what I want to do on the channel is cut through the noise, show you what actually matters and what you can deprioritize, and how you can set yourself up properly as both a creative author and a functioning publishing business. Because the two things can absolutely coexist. You just need to know how and how to make that work for you. Now, being an independent author and an independent publisher is most likely more than one book. Now, in my case, I'm writing a series of books set in the same world. But you might be writing an independent standalone book, and that's okay. But the important thing here is that you start thinking about your next book as early as you possibly can. Because all that wisdom I've been given so far says that the more books you write, the better your first book performs. Now, when I launched the list, I have no misconceptions whatsoever that this book is going to work. I don't think it will sell anything. I don't think anybody will be interested. But it's the next book that really counts, because the next book should start to grow some interest. And all that marketing and all that platform work that we've spoken on about, all that will start to compound. And the second book will push people back to the first book. Then the third book will push people to the second book, which takes them back to the first book, and so on. And each book is a publishing event in its own right. And planning for that thing now has its own complexity. But here's the thing, the earlier that we start to plan for the next book, the sooner we will get value from the processes and the pain that we're going through to get our book published. And talking about pain, going through the processes, I want to do a quick word on mental health. And this is an area I've not seen anybody talk about. Building the book is hard. You have imposter syndrome, you have burnout, you've got to keep doing what you do every single day to come to the table. Well, how do you do that when the book's not performing, when you've got writer's block? And these are all real things. And I want to be honest and upfront about this because it's nearly derailed me so many times. But here's what I do know. Protect the joy of writing. Celebrate the milestones. Talk to people about what you're doing because they really are interested, and that surprised me in how supportive they're going to be. Now, this is a real conversation and one I'm really looking forward to getting into. So I guess the big question, with all that in mind, is this actually worthwhile? Are all these things I never knew I needed to do, I never expected to have to learn, I never anticipated, will take up so much of my time and energy? Has it been worth it? The honest answer is, I've got no idea, because I'm only part way through the journey. I'm just at the marketing stage right now. It's been tough, there's no getting away from that, but the rewards are real. The little things, completing my first draft, holding the print of that draft for the first time in my hand, seeing the cover design from my designer, pushing the button on Amazon Go Live this morning to get the pre-order going. All these moments feel like something special, and I know that when I hold the first proof copy in my hands in a couple of days' time, that's going to be a milestone I won't forget. Now, these small moments of progression, of seeing something real, of tangible that you've created, yeah, I think that makes it absolutely worth it. But what I'm going to do here is to come back to this point in about 12 months' time. We'll let the channel unfold. We'll do all the things that we're talking about doing. We'll get the second book out there and publishing. And in 12 months' time, we'll come back and we'll explore the year that was. And then we can answer the question, has that worth it? Has it been worth it? And that will be the reality. So that's it. They are the 12 things I never expected I needed when I started out on this journey. And we're going to do a deep dive in every single one of those in future videos. Next week, we're going to start with the very first one, the idea, and look at how you take the loose thought in your head and turn it into an actual story that we can start to build on. Now, before I go, do me a favor. If this is interesting to you, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. It really does help get this channel moving and growing. The more you feedback, the more I can do. And more importantly, drop me a comment below. Where are you on your journey? Have you started? Are you finding this channel useful? And if you've got any advice for a first-time publisher or a first-time author, share it. I'm absolutely open to criticism, laughter, ridicule, and good ideas. And I'm Andy Guile, and I'm looking forward to the conversation with you, and I'll see you next time on the channel. Take care.